Hey, what's up guys, it's Silver Slayer. Welcome back to another video. I want to welcome everyone, happy Easter. It is Easter Sunday, so I figured, even if you guys, you know, don't believe in certain religions, it is Easter, and since we all do believe in precious metals, we believe in the value of gold and silver, I figured I would make a video kind of relevant to both categories. So this, as you can tell by the title, is talking about how Jesus was gifted gold back in the day and a couple other things. And I just thought it was pretty interesting. Someone actually commented and told me about this on my video yesterday. So anytime I hear some interesting information, I always look into it. And I love learning new things. I love knowledge, and I definitely am a strong believer that the more you learn and the more you educate yourself, the farther you can go. So my job is to further educate you guys and share interesting facts and stuff with my subscribers. So figured I would share this article with you guys talking about how Jesus was gifted gold and a couple other things, and then we can talk about why that might have been. And so this article starts off saying, were the gifts of the Magi meant to save Jesus from the pain of arthritis? It's possible, according to researchers at Cardiff University in Wales who have been studying medical uses of frankincense. Since the early days of Christianity, biblical scholars and theologians have offered varying interpretations of the meaning and significance of gold, frankincense, and myrrh of the Magi presented to Jesus according to the Gospel of Matthew. These valuable items were standard gifts to honor a king or deity in the ancient world. Now, in my article yesterday talking about the history of gold, I talked about that, how deities were, gifted gold back in the day for thousands of years. And gold is a precious metal, frankincense as a perfume or incense, and the myrrh as an anointing oil. In fact, these same three items were apparently among the gifts recorded in ancient inscriptions that King Seleucus II offered the god Apollo at the temple in Miletus in 243 BCE. The book of Isaiah, when describing Jerusalem's glorious restoration, tells of the nation's kings who will come and bring gold and frankincense and shall proclaim the praise of the Lord. Although Matthew's gospel does not include the names or number of the Magi, many believe the number of gifts what led to the tradition of the three wise men. So it's pretty interesting that people, um, you know, we've always known that gold and silver has been valuable, not even as just a monetary value, but just valuable in itself for since the beginning of man, and how it still is today. That's why we believe in it, and that's why we put our burning fiat dollars into something that holds its value, because our fiat does not hold its value, but this obviously does, as history shows. And it's just interesting because these three valuable items were standard gifts, and they're all very pure things. The natural pure incense, the myrrh as a pure oil, and then gold as a pure metal. It has very few impurities, if any, and it's a very pure form. So besides just its actual value within metal, but its actual purity as well. In addition to honor the status implied by the value of gifts, scholars think that these were chosen for their special spiritual symbolism about Jesus himself, gold representing his kingship, frankincense resembling his symbol of priesthood, and the myrrh prefiguring of his death and embalming. And that's pretty interesting. Gold representing the kingship, because I also mentioned this as well, as gold is definitely seen as this very powerful, it's when you think of wealth and very expensive and you know hierarchy, things like that, you think of gold. And it's pretty interesting. Still, others have suggested that the gifts were a bit more practical, even medicinal in nature. Researchers Cardiff University have demonstrated that frankincense has an active ingredient that can help relieve arthritis. The new study validates the traditions of frankincense as an herbal remedy to treat arthritis. Um, and I've also heard about Egyptians. They used to consume gold to try to preserve their life. and all this stuff. So people also think that it's not only used for just the look of it, but the actual metal itself. As gold is so pure, people have ingested gold trying to preserve their life. So just a pretty interesting article. Just more, just explains more of the history with gold, and also just it's more reasons why we definitely should acknowledge the value of it and not deem it to be just something that's shiny that people like just because it's shiny. There's definitely some deeper reasonings to why people invest their money into gold, and it's not just a metal that people hold value to it. There's reasons why there is value. I was actually talking to someone about this earlier today, saying that we only claim gold and silver to be valuable because that's what we put on it. That's what we label it as valuable because people like shiny objects. And I was kind of saying that's very false. I mean, silver is the most highly conductive metal to heat, and it's not only used for jewelry, it's also used in technology and the way the technological world is going. And with the amount of silver that's lost, since it's not only used as jewelry. It's very easy to recover silver back from jewelry when people want to pawn their stuff, but when it's lost in cell phones and thrown in big garbage dumps and like that, it's very easy to get lost. And when it's coming out the ground 9 to 1 compared to gold that's almost always recovered back, it's very easy to lose it, and that's going to shoot the value up because we need more of it, especially the way we are advancing in technology. So there is value there. It's not like it's just a shiny metal. I mean, look at fool's gold. Fool's gold isn't worth $1,300, $1,400 an ounce, even though it's shiny. I mean, it's because there's actual value. Gold is, one of the most pure forms of metal on the earth, and it's not. It's deeper than just what some people claim it to be. And I just really like looking at the facts behind it as well, because I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. And that's a pretty dangerous place to be, because we always want to be open-minded. We always want to look at facts before assumptions. And um, information can definitely be skewed, so I always try to look at several different sources, and you know before I release anything, try to get a better understanding to share it with you guys, because I'm still learning as well. That's why I love your comments on the videos. The way that I learn just as much from you guys as I try to help you as well. It's a very well-rounded parallel community where no one is smarter than the other. It doesn't matter how long we've been stacking, we're all in this together, just trying to share knowledge and just preserve our wealth, and also spark our satisfaction and the love for coins, and the history behind them, the artwork on them, and that way as well. So I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I will see you guys for the next video. Peace.